good evening, and welcome to Ballinger Fieldhouse here in Flint, Michigan at Mott Community College. We are excited to host this matchup between the Skippers of St. Clair County Community College and your Lady Bears of Mott Community College. At this time, we would like to honor our country and those that have fought to keep our freedoms that we so enjoy today. So if you would please rise, and gentlemen, remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. At this time, we would like to introduce the St. Clair County Community College team. Number 1, Isabella Olison. Number 2, Riley Robertson. Number 4, Ella Jacobs. Number 7, Megan DeSantis. Number 8, Brianna Gentner. Number 9, Lauren Lavaza. Number 11, Piper Clark. Number 14, Cecilia Jovanovich. Number 15, Madison Melcharzik. Number 17, Alexa Ward. Number 18, Gabby Martinez. Your skippers are assistant coached by Brenna Donnelly and Monica Freeman, and your head coach from SC4, Michelle McCullough. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to meet your Lady Bears. Number 1, from Davison, Brooklyn Wilcox. Number 2, from Davison, Chloe Wright. Number 3, from Grand Blanc, Tessa Shamil. Number 5, from Milan, Courtney Nye. Number 6, from Clarkston, Montgomery Rotter. Number 7, from Corona, Manny Wright. Number 8, from Howell, Ruby Earl. Number 10, from Grand Blanc, Skylar Kramer. Number 12, from the town of Mount Morris, Princess Savage. Number 16, from Lino, Chloe Van Winkle. And your Mott Lady Bears are head coach by Coach Eric Lazowski. Mott Community College and the MCCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and fans. We request your cooperation in supporting the student athletes in a positive manner. The fans cheer for their players, coaches coach, players play, and officials officiate. We appreciate your cooperation in creating a safe and positive game environment. Go Bears!
What a Wednesday it has been for people in the state of Michigan. And now we get some more volleyball. The Mott Bears taking on the SC4 Skippers. That's St. Clair County Community College. Alongside Bob Helvedel, I'm Tom Cavanaugh, and we are set for a good one. The 9-7 Skippers taking on the 12-4 Bears. Mott has won 8 straight matches, Bob. 5-0 in the conference. They're taking on the 3-1 Skippers, who have won 3 out of their 4 matches of late.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one tonight. This has always been a rivalry match. Mott and SC4, Mott and Oakland. It's always been the same. Hard fought. I think we're going to have a good one tonight. It's either going to be a good one or someone's going to slaughter somebody.
Bob, we were talking a little bit earlier. I know you have Brenna Donnelly, the assistant coach over on the SC4 side, a former player of yours when you were here with the Bears, and she told you a little bit about their star player has not been a part of the program playing, that is, for 6 weeks. Piper Clark, the sophomore from Richmond, she's going to be back on the floor today after a 6-month stint out with an injury. That's going to be the biggest test for the Bears today. If they're able to kind of stop her and hold her off, they're going to be just fine and try to move to 6-0 in the MCCAA East. Bears get it started with the serve.
Oh, my. She took a mighty swing, but that barely hit the block and went down on Mott's side. They had her covered, but it just didn't happen for Mott.
Ella Jacobs. She's number 4 on this SC4 team, 111 kills. Mega DeSantis with 121. And Brianna Genther, she has 117 herself. There's an attack chance, too far out of play.
No, it's a touch by the blocker. Even the lines person called the touch. I thought it was touch, but they did end up calling it, and that'll be a point for Mott there.
Serving for the Bears is Chloe Van Winkle, the defending player of the week in the MCCAA East.
Oh, great serve. Mott gets a free ball here.
Skipper scrambling for it. They get it over. Now there's Montgomery Rotter, a tip on that attack. SC4 will regroup. Nice dig there from Brianna Wilcox. Here comes Ruby Earl. Little topspin on that one. Back over to the Bears. Rotter pops it over.
Oh.
There was Piper Clark, a little bit deep. 2-1 Bears to start off in our first set.
Yeah, and that was kind of a knuckleball hit she hit. This was it's going to take her a while before she gets back into this. This is her first match back after 6 months, and it takes a while, but she should be all right.
Another solid service from Van Winkle. That one's tipped up at the line on an attack.
Oh, that falls in. It's a good dig. It just our second player just couldn't get there in time.
Van Winkle to earn that Conference Player of the Week. 12 kills, 3 service aces, and 5 digs last week.
Yeah, she earned that, definitely.
Swept OCC here a week ago. Ball's up in the air for the Skippers. They got to get it over.
Free ball for Mott.
Set by Skylar. Nice dig out. That was number 9, Lauren Labaza, who kept it up in the air. 3-2 Bears.
See, you can tell Piper's a little rusty, a little apprehensive. That swing, too, was in the bottom of the net. But she's got to keep swinging. Keep swinging, you're going to be fine.
Top stat leaders for the Bears. Ruby Earl leads the team with 209 kills. This one goes all the way to the back of the gym. 2-point lead for the Bears early on. That was right on the back line, just did not keep the hands in front. Once they get behind you, that ball's going to continue to travel that way.
You better believe it. They got to get their whole body in front of that ball if they want it to go forward. Most of the time, anyway.
Chloe Wright serving. Setting will be Madison Melcharzik. They just got to get it over. Now Wright. She sets up for Earl.
Oh, good swing. Oh, yeah.
That's going to be 4 touches. Number 7, Megan DeSantis, could not get it over on the third.
I tell you, the last couple of matches seem to me like Ruby just wants it more now. She's swinging hard. I saw her stats the last couple of matches too, and she's hitting really, really well.
Her attack percentage is up above 65% as well, which is impressive. Averaging just under 4 kills per set. That one's out of play as well, and a little bit of a run here for the Bears up 6-2.
Little roll shot.
And Piper Clark got it over real quick. Haven't seen her attack just yet, and there's a whistle. It's going to be called on the Bears, coming in a little too close to that net. So Piper Clark, she'll have her first service in 6 weeks. Go ahead, Bob.
Replay. Coach Eric had their captain go up and talk to the referee on the stand and said, "Hey, wait, that's not right." And the referees instantly put his thumbs up and said, "Let's have a replay."
And we had a lineup discrepancy last Wednesday that took about 15 full minutes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you've been around volleyball quite some time as well. I don't think you'd seen that either for that long.
That was a long time. But they're going to replay this one.
6-2 still. Chloe Wright in a sharp serve.
That's outside the antenna. Look to me. Even from here.
That setup for Earl is perfect. Skippers can't block it.
That's her second and third killer already tonight.
Early and often. Coming in right behind Earl is Chloe Van Winkle with 159 kills and Montgomery Rotter with 129. Nearly a pancake from Skylar Kramer. She could not get there. Point for the Skips.
See, now she hit a roll shot from about the 10-foot line. And by roll shot, you barely hit it, make sure the lot top spin and keep it in short. But the thing is, when they're doing that, Mott should immediately move up. The girl is on the floor, not even jumping to hit that ball.
Good setup here from Montgomery Rotter. That's blocked, kept in the air by Van Winkle. Here comes Earl on a second chance. And that is tipped and a point for the Bears.
Another kill by Ruby Earl.
It's Montgomery Rotter, Princess Savage, Skylar Kramer along with Chloe Wright, Chloe Van Winkle, and Ruby Earl to serve. Strong start for the Bears. Clark to set. And it's blocked by Princess Savage. Sends it right back where it came from. 9-3 Mott.
Little shout out tonight for Princess Savage's coach from high school is here tonight. Jim Pender down on the right-hand side brought their whole team up to watch Princess play tonight. Good for them.
She showed out right there. We're going to take a quick break, 60 seconds, and come back. 9-3 Bears on top of SC4 in our first set. This is your home for Mott Community College Athletics.
Ruby Earl.
9-3 lead for Mott. Ruby Earl sends it to the back line. High second touch. Now this one's a little dump off to the middle. Set up for Princess Savage.
All right. Another point.
Cannot be kept up by St. Clair County. And Savage back-to-back points. Her high school team loves it. There's a huge standing ovation when they called her name in the lineup announcements early on. Set up for Megan DeSantis. Nice dig out there from Earl, who just served. Now Rotter is blocked.
Nice up.
A little free ball here to SC4. Clark again. She will set. This one's up on Savage. Pinballs around, and it's a point for SC4. Just traveled a little bit too low on both Kramer and Savage on that one.
Good serve there.
Kramer sets up for Van Winkle. Outside the attack line, went for the strike and left it short.
Yeah, and that set to her was way in the backcourt, probably about 22 feet. That's a long way to try to hit one over. Oh, nice serve.
Floater serve to the front. None of the Bears were expecting that one. It landed right on the attack line.
Yeah, it was real nice. It's kind of like a changeup in baseball. She looked like she was going to hit it hard and floated over and just dropped right in the 10-foot line.
We'll make sure we mention that baseball too. Detroit Tigers to the ALDS for the first time in 10 years. That one's out of play. Service error.
I think that's the first service error by either team.
Yep.
For Mott 6, Montgomery, Rotter.
Service returns back to the Bears. Montgomery Rotter sends it towards the back. Clark, she'll set up. Little touch over. Mott handles. And miscommunication between Earl Savage and Chloe Wright there. Nobody took the ball.
Yeah, and I'm sure she was setting someone to hit it. And it certainly couldn't have been Ruby Earl because she's in the back row. And that was way too low for her, but hey, it happens. We're going to give her the benefit of the doubt this time.
Madison Molcharczyk serving. Sends it to the middle. Nice play from Wright. She gets it over on the overpass. And that's batted right down by the Skips. 11-8, little bit of a push here.
Yeah, and that looked like it was going to be a joust. And by joust, what we mean is the ball is going right on top of the net, and two players going to go up and try to hit the ball at the same time, and they joust it and see who's going to win. That one went to SC4.
Kramer sets it for Savage. This one is deflected and falls down right in front of the libero, Riley Robertson.
Boy, she almost got that pancake. It was close.
Courtney Niles will check in for the first time in this contest. Taking a seat will be Chloe Wright. Princess Savage as well. Brianna Wilcox is on to serve.
Free ball coming.
Chaotic play from the Skips. Now it's set up. Kramer, and it's hammered home by Van Winkle. What do you know?
Boy, she wanted that one. You could read it on her face, man. She went hard and swung hard.
She elevates, too. I mean, she really jumps out of the gym. Gives her such an advantage.
Yeah, and she's not that tall.
This one's pushed over towards that back corner. Ruby Earl stopped it quickly. Van Winkle again. Still in the air. That's Megan DeSantis. Dug out quickly by Rotter. Earl.
Off the block.
Wow.
Good swing.
That's one that stayed up in the air, just deflected off the fingers of Ella Jacobs, the 5'10 sophomore out of Kimball, Michigan.
I think that's her 5th kill already this set.
Wilcox continues to serve.
Great serve.
Handcuffs DeSantis on that one. Now she'll pop it over. There's Van Winkle. She's blocked. Kept up in the air. Van Winkle again. I mean, just keep feeding her, Bob.
Absolutely.
That was money right there. Hey, if she doesn't get it on the first one, you can almost guarantee that second one's going to go down with some force and find a hole.
And I guarantee you, as a former player, that she's sitting there going, give it to me, give it to me. I'm open.
There's Clark. Sharp attack from outside the line right there from Piper Clark. My goodness. Nice swing.
That was a good swing. She had everybody way back, and she jumped high, and it was coming down right as she hit it.
The Bears took down Henry Ford on Monday 3-0. SC4, they beat OCC on Monday 3-0 as well. And there's Courtney Nye, who lives it a little bit deep. 15-10. Mott's led pretty much this entire first set.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think Mott's only lost 2 sets in the last 8 matches.
I think you're right. You look at it. They've won their last 8 in a row. And in those 8, they've only lost 1 to Macomb and 1 to Jackson.
That's it.
Incredible. But if you look at the last 3 games, they're 9-0 in sets. So if SC4 can pull one out at all today, even if they lose in 4, I mean, that's still a little bit of a feat to be
an
had
accomplishment,
there.
Absolutely.
It was DeSantis, didn't have enough on the touch. Falls short, 17-10. Mott continuing to roll. This is a team that has expectations for a conference championship and farther on into the national tournament just because of how successful they've been and how much talent is all over the floor.
You better believe it.
Clark tries to push it towards that back corner, kept in the air by Rotter. Kramer couldn't get there for a strong second touch. Point Skippers.
And you know what? That ball that she threw in the back row, that ball was going out of bounds by about 5 feet. Her teammates on the sideline, they should have been yelling out, 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 and just let it go. They got to do that. Everyone's got to be involved.
There's Earl. She's blocked, but kept in the air by Courtney Nye. Second chance for Earl. This one nearly falls in, dug out quickly by Clark. Now getting it over is Labaza. Kramer to Nye. Skippers on the return. Clark, that's a strong swing right there. Haven't seen much from that from her today, and Van Winkle sends it right back.
Good rally here.
Little roll shot from Clark. And finding the hole
That
is
pancake.
Skylar Kramer. What a pancake. My goodness, I thought that was a point. Set up for Earl. She's blocked. What a point from the Skippers.
What?
Oh, my.
What a rally.
That was impressive.
Now what Mott does not want to do is let this momentum and that great play by SC4 just now carry over into the next few points. They want to stifle this right now as fast as they possibly can.
Robertson serving for SC4. Kramer has that second touch. Now Earl just rolls it over top of the net. Megan DeSantis, she finds herself a kill as Van Winkle and Nye went for the block, just could not come up with it.
Back to a 4-point lead for Mott. 17-13.
We mentioned at the top of the broadcast, 2 kills per set for Megan DeSantis, and she has reached above that already. Courtney Nye can't find the cross-court shot. Skips grab another, 17-14.
They're going to take a timeout right here. Mott is. They need it.
It's a wise call from head coach Eric Lazowski. And we'll take a break with him. 17-14, coming down the latter stretch of this first set from Mott CC. Skips grab another point out of the timeout. Chloe Van Winkle whiffs on the attack, and it's just now a 2-point deficit for SC4. They trailed by 7 earlier in this first set.
Yeah, they got to get this momentum back.
All the way
Free ball here.
towards the baseline of the basketball court. Van Winkle gets it over her head. This one's set up for DeSantis. Wilcox goes for the dig, and it's into the stands.
That was a good swing by number 7.
SC4 is playing good volleyball right now after struggling early on. 1-point lead for the Bears. Robertson, another strong serve. Kramer looking to stymie this Skipper team, and they can't. Ruby Earl blocked, and we're tied.
Wow. Couple of errors, couple of blocks. All of a sudden, they're right back in it. Come on, Mott, you got to turn this around now.
Robertson, a deep serve this time. That might be the point that turns the tide for these Bears. And Bob, we go back to last Wednesday when they were taking on OCC. And I know the match was out of hand. It was a very wide lead, up 2-0 in the third set. But Mott struggled for several points, and their head coach, Eric Lazowski, kind of let him play through it, which I think was beneficial.
They did. And I think it was. And they've got it. Oh, oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
What'd you see there, Bob?
So on that, it was a great hit by the middle. Only problem was when she swung through it, she hit the top of the net. It was a net violation, so SC4 comes back and ties it again.
DeSantis on the serve. Wilcox has that first one. It got off her forearms, not a ton of power on it, and it just trickles to the floor between both Van Winkle and Earl.
And SC4 takes a 1-point lead, 19-18.
First lead since early in the first set. DeSantis, another strong one. Overpass, and it's hammered out of play. That was number 18, Gabby Martinez, the freshman from Marlett, Michigan.
That's a play where the ball's coming over the net. It's right there for you to kill it. She didn't jump as high as she could, and she tried to hit it to the back row. She should have just hit it straight down. But good for Mott.
Chloe Wright serving. And now it's Piper Clark. She finds herself a kill. 20-20 coming down the stretch in our very first set of the night. Check that, 2019 Skippers still have the lead. There's Princess Savage to the middle on a little touch. Alexa Ward tries to find that back line. Now Kramer will set up. Rotter.
Free ball coming.
There it is for Van Winkle. Kramer always there for the assist. And Ruby Earl finds it. 20-20.
Now that was a nice play by Ruby. They know that she's been hammering the whole game so far. So she goes up, takes a massive approach, jumps high. At the last second, tips the ball over, and they just couldn't handle it. It was wide open, too. It was a good read by her. Now she's got to get this ball in, serving in.
Nice serve to that far seam.
Free ball.
Kramer over to Savage. Now it's Ward. Rocked right back from Savage. She blocked it. She's already had one today. Kramer to set for Rotter. Two-hand dump over. The Skippers looking to take a 1-point lead. Now it's Van Winkle's turn. That's out of play. No touch on that swing.
No, she tried to cut that too hard, and you could see side spin on the volleyball. I mean, she tried to really whip it to her strong side hit. It just wasn't there. 21-20, SC4.
So we mentioned the Bears have only lost 2 sets in their last 8 matches. And it's now a 2-point advantage for SC4, 22-20.
I think Eric's going to take his second time out right now.
Yes, he will. Bob, what do the Bears need to do right now, or over the course of the last 10 points or so, kind of make an adjustment and correct what has happened? SC4 is playing good volleyball, though. You got to say that, too.
They are. The momentum came back to SC4, so they're taking advantage of it. But you know what? It's the same as every sport. What do you do when things are down like this? You go back to fundamentals volleyball right now. You need a pass, you need to make a good set, and you need to make a good hit and get the side out so you can make the run of your own. It's that simple. Fundamentals are going to win. And you got to be consistent. No more of these errors, no more hitting in the block, no more hitting long. Keep every serve in. You don't need to serve it 100 miles an hour. 50 miles an hour, get that ball in and let them make the errors. And that's what SC4 is doing now. Mott's making all the errors.
Especially on service from SC4, too. I've seen a few kind of handcuff a couple girls where it gets up on their forearms. There's not enough pop on the volleyball to keep it up so Kramer can set. And it's led to some, as you mentioned, costly errors. Good serve from SC4 again. Right. She'll give it up to Rotter. What a dig out. That time from Martinez. Roll shot. This one set up for Rotter behind her head, but she gets it over clean. Calling for it, Martinez.
Free ball. That's out, too.
And Ella Jacobs went for the two-hand third hit, and that was out of play near the Mott bench.
See, that's a simple little pass over the net. Yet she tries to do something fancy with it, throws it out of bounds. That's not what SC4 needed right now. So let's see if Mott can take advantage.
Rotter serves. Clark will set up. Short on the net. Ella Jacobs cannot complete the kill. Tied up at 22. This has been Rocky and Apollo in our first set, back and forth. And we'll have another timeout. So, stayed with the last one. We are going to take a quick 50, 60-second break. Tied up at 22, first set between SC4 and your Mott Bears. This is your home for Bears volleyball.
Number 6.
Glad to have you along with us tonight. Bob Helvedel, Tom Cavanaugh from Mott Community College inside Steve Schmidt Gymnasium. We're all tied up at 22 apiece. Skippers, Megan DeSantis right there on a little roll shot. Now it's time for Chloe Van Winkle. My goodness, splits the defense, and it's 23-22.
Yep, no errors. Consistent. All they did was fundamental volleyball. Get a pass, get a set, and let someone take a swing.
I'd love to get a speed number on that attack right there from Van Winkle. Like a fastball. Here's DeSantis. She tips it over. Now Kramer gives it to Princess Savage off the deflection. Brianna Gentner tried to put a hand up and block it back. She couldn't. It's set point now. Montgomery Rotter to serve. DeSantis behind her head, keeps it up. Very easy dig there for Wright. Now it's Van Winkle for the set. And the Bears get it. Chloe Van Winkle down the stretch, clutch. And we got another whistle, but that's going to end set number 1, 25-22. Bob, we talked at the break. Bears had to keep the service, and boy, did they.
They sure did. Eric called that timeout, said, hey, let's regroup. We're okay. Just like they did the last week when we were here against Oakland. They called the timeout, said, hey, settle down. We're okay. We're not going to panic. They didn't panic at all and blasted right through the last 4 points.
25-22, the end of first set. We'll be back for number 2 in just a moment. This is your home for Mott Community College Volleyball. Set 2 moments away. Bears take number one, 25-22. A really gritty set there from the Bears. They lost the lead late. It was 22-21, and they came back, tied it up, and won the last 4 points to take it. It was Chloe Van Winkle and Ruby Earl that got it done. Van Winkle trying to start off the second set hot, and she does. 1-0 on a deflection.
You know, watching that play from here, since we have a better angle straight at the court, if you notice, the setter set that ball a little bit further off the net because the players have been getting blocked. So you set it off the net a little bit, it makes it a little bit better for them so they don't get blocked.
That one's out of play.
And there's a touch. Oh, lines person called a touch. Umpire said no.
Who overrules who on that? The up judge. So Piper Clark was on for the attack there. The touch was not called. 2-0 Bears. Skylar Kramer on the service, left to right. Sends it toward the back at the libero Robertson. Now DeSantis on for the attack and kill as Wilcox could not keep it in the air. Shaping up to be a very competitive match between these two teams. Two of the best in the conference. Obviously in first place, 5-0 are the Bears. Tied for second are Macomb and SC4 at 3-1. Van Winkle short on the attack. 2-2 tie early on.
You know, Van Winkle, she needs to be a little more consistent. She's had a few errors. But sometimes if the set isn't perfect, you don't need to hit it 80 miles an hour. Just put it to a back corner. Put it somewhere, keep it in play. Because the other team's going to make a mistake. That's what volleyball is all about.
Back-to-back points here for the Bears, where they're going for that strong attack just outside the line, the attack line, and it's short into the net.
Yeah, 2 straight errors by the hitters. That's something you want to avoid at all costs.
Floater serve towards the front. Nice dig out from Van Winkle. Set up now. Ruby Earl. Perfect.
Now that's a good play there. And I know for a fact that Ruby's sisters are watching tonight, Ivy and Zoe. Zoe played under me when I was here. She was our setter. I know they're proud of you tonight, Ruby, so keep it up, girl. Keep it up.
Robertson just gets it over for a free ball. Now it's Earl again to the middle. What a dig from Lauren Labaza.
Good play.
SC4 doing all they can. Montgomery Rotter sends it in that same spot. Labaza with another dig. Kramer set. One more time for Rotter. And one more time to Labaza on the dig.
Oh, someone hit the net.
That's going to be a point for the Bears. No! I thought net violation for sure, Bob. That was a lot of contact from our angle.
Yeah, I thought it was on SC4, but they're calling it on Mott. So that'll give SC4 a point. Get away from these errors.
4-3, Piper Clark to serve. Strong one. Kept it very low. Rotter, she's being set up. That's a point for the Bears on the deflection.
That was a nice tool by her on the outside. A lot of times these outside blockers, they don't turn their hands to face the opposite way inside the court. They just keep them straight, and you're able to go up and just wipe it off their hands.
That's something you take advantage of because you just go right after that side of the hand. And there's another point for SC4 off the hands of Ruby Earl, possibly Princess Savage as well. It'll be Gabby Martinez to serve. Right to left across your screen. It's SC4 in their navy blue with yellow striping on the side and the all blacks for the Bears with yellow numbers. Rotter, perfect.
Oh, yeah. She's picking up steam now. She wants it bad as everybody else does.
And Alexa Ward for the Skips tried to bring that back, couldn't do it. It'll be Tessa Shamuel to serve as Ruby Earl checks out for a moment. On the court with her, Chloe Wright, Chloe Van Winkle, along with Princess Savage, Montgomery Rotter, and Skylar Kramer. Service ace. Ward couldn't handle it.
That ball was rising up a little bit. It could have possibly been out of bounds. but thank goodness she reached out.
6-5 now Bears. Shamuel, another floater serve. Dug out by Robertson. And that's a strong attack from Ella Jacobs. Jacobs, 111 kills coming into tonight's contest.
See what was nice about that set too, she backset that just a little bit, and she ended up creating a one-on-one situation, which is a one hitter against one blocker. And usually if you have one blocker up and that's it, you're going to get a kill. That's exactly what happened.
Rotter gets it over on the attack, kept in the air. SC4 trying to respond. Free ball here for DeSantis. And Rotter, she tried to go cross-court with the dump shot and just left it short. It rolls on the Bears side of the net. 7-6. SC4 with the lead.
Yeah, Sutter set that one a little bit too low. Shouldn't have much of an approach. I like the fact she was trying to take it over close to the net, but it just missed.
Bears took set one, trying to take a 2-0 lead. SC4 playing very good volleyball as they block the shot from Rotter. Shamuel keeps it in the air. Now the heave from Rotter gets over. Here comes DeSantis. Dug out by Van Winkle. Wright goes after it, and it falls towards the back of the gym.
2-point lead for SC4, 8-6.
They're bringing their best stuff in this second set after set one really got away from them. They had a really good shot to take a 1-0 lead and snap the streak of 9 straight sets won. Now 10 for the Bears.
Yeah, there we go.
And that's something that'll change the outlook of a set right there. A service error right into the net. 8-7. Just a 1-point deficit now for Mott.
Now Mott's got to take advantage of this and keep this serve in no matter what.
Rotter on the jump. Sends it towards that back line. This one's set up for DeSantis. Check that. That was Brianna Gentner. And the point.
She hit that so soft that the blockers were on their way down when the ball finally crossed the net and then hit into it and fell on their own side. That was unfortunate.
Out of the game will go Gentner. Now Isabella Olesen, the first time she'll step on the floor here. High first touch. Kramer didn't get anything on it on the set. Savage somehow gets it over. Now it's Piper Clark on the tip. Kramer tries to shoot that back line. Olesen had it. Now Clark with the roll shot, and it's deflected and down on the ground. 10-7 SC4 playing hot here in this second.
Boy, Van Winkle had that read. She read that the hitter was going to hit a roll shot. She ran in to do it, to pick it up, and someone stuck their arm out, and it went off their arm, and SC4 scored a point on that.
Kramer the setup to Van Winkle. That's her second of this set where she has left it short. Looks like a good swing. She's in the right position. Just did not finish.
We're going to have a timeout by Mott right here.
Largest lead of the night for the Skippers. 11-7 in our second set. We'll be back in a moment. You're watching Mott Community College Volleyball. Isabella Olesen starts off out of the break with a service error directly into the net. She will check out. Into the ball game will go Lauren Labaza. And it's a point back for the Bears. They trailed by 4, now by 3. Courtney Nye for the Mott Bears will check in. Looking to chip away, Brianna Wilcox. Oh, just rolls it over the top, and this is still in the air. Ella Jacobs gets it over. Now Van Winkle. SC4 to regroup. DeSantis on the attack, blocked up by Nye and Van Winkle. Kramer set. Chloe off the tip. It's a point for the Bears. Back to back makes it 11-9.
Now, I just want to point this out. Did you notice Van Winkle had 2 hits that time in the set of this rally? Not one of them did she try to swing 100 miles an hour.
Nope.
She kept them both in, and eventually they got a point.
A very uncharacteristic service error from Brianna Wilcox. Gives a point right back to SC4. Wilcox, the sophomore from Davison, Michigan. She's in the white long sleeve as a libero. And her counterpart, Riley Robertson, to serve for the Skips. There's Van Winkle again. Blocked up. Wow. Gabby Martinez sent it right back along with Megan DeSantis on the assist.
Yeah, Van Winkle's got to do something a little bit different. Either hit directly down line or hit harder cross court to give herself a chance to get some kills.
One touch back over to SC4. A roll shot from DeSantis falls in off the deflection of Van Winkle. 14-9, SC4 dominating in this second set.
Time to get the momentum back, Mott, right now.
Robertson serves cross court. Kramer set up. That's out of play. It's Van Winkle again. Not by much, but it was out. Bears on a quest for 8 straight conference championships. This is a big, big conference game here today to kind of determine where they stand in competition with the rest. Piper Clark out of play on the attack. And you mentioned make the skippers make mistakes, and that's the type of example right there that you need to see more and more often.
Yep. And even on the play that Van Winkle hit out, there's a miscommunication on that because she came running in for a fast set in the middle and Setter pushed it outside on her a little bit.
Robertson's got to just pop it on over from way outside the 10-foot line. Now Van Winkle, she finds her stuff right back. That was a big one that she needed, not only for the point to keep it a 4-point game, but just for her confidence. She had struggled on the last few.
Yeah, and see how she turned and hit that more cross court? The other she hit was more straighter right into the block.
Ooh, nice tip over. Brooklyn Wilcox digs it out. Earl on the attack is blocked. And it's just batted down by Piper Clark of the Skippers, 16-11. Several blocks in this second set on the Skipper side. It's really been the difference. Ruby Earl tries to go for that back corner. This one's tipped over. All 6 Bears were not ready for that one.
Another timeout coming here.
Eric Lazowski's going to call it. And largest lead now, moving from 4 at the break now to 6. SC4, they're trying to take a set from the Bears, something that nobody's been able to do since Jackson College did it back on September 18th.
Yeah, and SC4's just got to, for SC4 to win this match, they got to be consistent for the whole set. Mott right now is making a lot of errors. Lots and lots of hidden errors. Balls are falling in front of people. It's almost like they're not ready. They look a little tired, but they shouldn't be. They should be on top of the world. So let's turn this around right now, Mott. What do you say?
Last time Bears lost a contest was back on August 30th to St. John's River State College out in Perrysburg, Ohio. Shout out St. John's River down in Florida, Division I JUCO school. They lost 3-2 in 5 sets. 11-17, make it 12-17. Point for the Bears on another service error from SC4. They've done it several times, specifically in this second.
And let's make sure we point out that Mott has no more timeouts left. They're done.
That could help them here. They need to go on a little bit of a rally and push in the tempo.
Yep, 2 quick points there.
Riley Robertson could not handle that one. That'll be Van Winkle to serve for a third straight time, 17-13. Shoots cross court to the back corner. Outside the attack line, Megan DeSantis, too strong. We talked last Wednesday, Bob, just kind of in the technique of why that happens. You're catching the ball a little bit behind your head. Do not have it out in front to hammer it down.
Exactly.
Wow. Gabby Martinez says, you guys ain't coming back right now. 18-14. Mott cut it from 6 to 3. And Martinez just kills one right down in the middle.
Yeah, that was an excellent play. Mott had 2 blockers up, but she was still able to put it between them and put it down.
Piper Clark, the assist leader for that Skipper team on the service. Now Ruby Earl, she finds it in on cross court. Money shot right there. We haven't seen Ruby a ton in this second set. It's mostly been Van Winkle and Montgomery Rotter on the attack. Getting Earl involved, definitely going to help you out. And there's a service ace from Chloe Wright. The Bears are going to battle, Bob. You know that.
They are, definitely.
And a timeout called.
You know, and when Van Winkle's not going, you got to spread the ball around. You got to go back to her at some point in time. But sometimes, hey, take a break. Let's get this over to somebody else and see what we can do.
The Bears definitely playing better in these last few points. SC4s kind of have to sustain their rallies and their streaks of scoring multiple points, because that's why they lost set number 1. They went on a little bit of a run, closed the gap entirely to take a lead late, 22-20, and the Bears, with the next 5 straight points, just overpowered them with talent.
And that might be happening again right now. You know, Eric's talked to him.
As you mentioned,
keep it up, give him some encouragement.
Bears out of timeouts. 1 left for head coach Michelle McCullough and the Skippers. They've won 3 of their last 4 matches, trying to make it 4 of 5 today. They are coming off a 3-set sweep against OCC. Chloe Wright, floater. First touch by DeSantis. Now here's a block from both Earl and Savage, kept in the air by SC4. Van Winkle to Kramer. Set up for Montgomery Rotter. She pops it in with the one-handed tip. Set up for Ruby Earl. Perfect kill from number 8. And she picked her spot right there and pinballed the round on the hands of Alexa Ward.
And just so you know, Ruby's playing a different hitting position this year than she did last year. Last year she hit her strong side. This year she's hitting her weak side, and she's doing pretty well with it. She's adjusted very good.
Kramer on the set. Rotter trying to pick a spot. It's in the air still. Skippers trying to respond, and that's out of play. How about this? We're tied up at 18 apiece. 7-1 run for the Bears out of a timeout.
SC4 is making a few errors, giving them a chance to get back in the game.
Piper Clark to set. There's Alexa Ward. That was cross court. Kramer could not handle that one.
And did you notice how the defensive player had to go to her right on that when she hit it?
Yeah.
And in reality, if that girl's behind the blockers, she should be moving over to the right as far as she can so she can see the hitter. If you can see the hitter, you can dig everything they hit.
Princess Savage. Wow, that was kicked and sent back over to the Bears. Rotter is blocked. What a point.
Out of bounds. Woo! Oh, it's blocked out of bounds, but yeah, what a great kick. Now, back in college when I played back many eons ago, you couldn't kick a ball like that.
Tessa Shamuel, she just checked in to serve. There's a block from Savage, kept up in the air by Ella Jacobs.
Free ball. It's out.
Van Winkle kept it in. That was out of play. Now Savage got to pick a spot in the middle of the defense, and it's a point for the Bears, 2019. And you were talking about the court vision. We saw it on SC4's side. There was a few that they kept in when they were out of play, and right there Van Winkle did the same thing. That's where communication comes into play from your bench, 100%.
Absolutely. They should have been screaming, out, 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 out.
Schamuel, another good serve. Clark on the second touch. She tried to set it with one hand, but nobody was there for the attack. 2-point lead now for the Bears, and SC4 spends their final timeout of the set. What did you like that you saw over these last few points for the Bears to take a lead, Bob?
We talk about and talk about and talk about it. They've got to be consistent. Right now they're being consistent, and they're not making any errors at all. SC4 came out from that timeout, as you pointed out. First thing, what was the first thing they did? Service error. And right then, Mott grabbed the ball and ran with it and said, we're not going to give up. We're going to keep going and get back in this game. And now they've got a 2-point lead. It's all consistency. Do not make errors.
They did early on, but they quickly made adjustments out of the timeout. That's a big thing for this team to just kind of readjust and understand what they need to do to win a match, win a set. Taking a 2-0 lead would be pivotal and keep that streak alive. We're not going to talk about it much longer.
No.
For the good old broadcaster's jinx. But and going back to your point about kicking the ball, I was watching some sand volleyball when I was down visiting my buddy in California, and there were guys playing with just their chest and their feet. It was incredible. I don't know how anybody can do that.
No, I don't either.
Here's a set for Montgomery Rotter. This one's trickled towards the back line. Now controlled by SC4. That's a perfect kill from number 8, Brianna Gentner.
You know, and that kill was great. And I'll tell you what, it might have gone down, but the blocker set up perfectly to stop her from hitting it cross court, which that girl's been doing all night long. And then she finally hit one down line. They were playing their percentages. Okay, so what? So now just take away from her a little bit.
Ward serves towards the back. It's first Van Winkle. Set by Kramer, now Rotter. Megan DeSantis out of SC4. That one's tipped up. Kramer looks for Princess Savage. This one's returned to the Bears side. Now Kramer! My goodness. She just took advantage right there. That ball was in the air. She saw the defensive hole, and she nailed it. 22-20.
Yep, and as a setter, she's got to see that. She jumps up in there. She could have turned her body and set that as well, but she said, nope, I'm giving me a kill.
Scrambling for it are the skippers. DeSantis has to throw one fist at it. Nothing happened in there. 23-20. Just a surge offensively. The lack of mistakes in these last 15 points for the Bears. And there it is. That's on me. That's on me. Montgomery Rotter a little short on the service error, 23-21. Just hate those broadcasters, Jinx, Bob. They're the worst.
I'm telling you. But the players should know better. You're on a run like this, get it in.
Isabella Olesen for SC4 who just checked in. Kramer's got to give it up to Rotter, and that's short. Trying to hit from beyond the attack line. Not enough height on that volleyball, 23-22.
And just like that, 2 errors, 2 points. Now it's a lot closer.
23-22. Olesen serving once more. Earl on that back line, straddling it, along with Wright, Van Winkle, Rotter, Savage, and Kramer. There's Skylar on the set. Now Van Winkle! My goodness! I'm at a loss for words at times because that is just extremely talented volleyball right there. What a hit.
And did you notice that time Mott's setter set it a little quicker to the outside. The blockers were not up at the same time. The timing was off. Gave Van Winkle just 1-on-0 basically, and she pounded it.
It's like a 1/10 of a second difference that can change that. That's out of play on set point. The Bears are up 2-0. It was Piper Clark on for the attack near the antenna, and we're going to switch sides once more. The Bears come back after trailing 17-11 in this second set, and they win it by the same score as set number 1, 25-22. We'll step aside for a few minutes. Bears up by a pair, trying to finish it off here in 3. You're watching Mott Community College Athletics.
They are on sale. Set 3, back to serve for Mott.
About to kick off set 3 alongside former Mott CC Bears head coach Bob Helbedell. I'm Tom Cavanaugh. And the Bears come back in that second set, trailing 17-11. They fall down 1-0 to start this third. But how big is it to win that first set, or that second set, I'm sorry, take a 2-0 set lead? Not only just knowing your play, but also the mental side of it for SC4, knowing they have to go 3 straight sets to win this thing.
It's very disheartening. And you're down. There's no question about it. You're mentally drained from that. Wow.
Finds the middle of the defense.
Setter threw that ball over. It's legal nowadays to do that. But boy, when it rolls off your hand like that, in our day, if you rolled it off your hand like that, you got called. Another error.
It's Riley Robertson, the libero, sends it right into the middle of the net. And that's what really let the Bears back in that second set. A couple of service errors down the stretch. And Van Winkle just barely gets it over as she hits the top clipping of the net. Clark. She's blocked by the net. Can't get it over was Madison Melcharzik. 2-2-10.
Now, I want you to notice that was Van Winkle in the back there, and she was about to play that ball. And I'm telling you, I looked over at the bench, and they were screaming out. And she let it go.
I definitely heard you then between sets. That service, not by much. That looked good. Looked like it tiptoed that line, but it's 3-2 SC4 instead. Here's trying to take this one in 3. They've won their last 11 straight sets. And there's Ruby Earl. Cross court to the short corner. Ties it up.
Now see on that ball that Ruby got set just there, she hit the ball from behind her head, but she didn't try to hit it 90 miles an hour. She just tried to roll a shot somewhere, and she put it right in this perfect spot.
Takes them off, let gravity do the rest. Set by Melcharzik. This one's tapped over by Martinez, and Princess Savage sends it right back.
Free ball coming.
Set up by Kramer. There's Savage. DeSantis keeps it in the air. Now Clark, she has to just two-hand touch it over. Free ball here as Rotter sends it towards the back. Good rally from both sides.
Nice
what a dig. Chloe Wright diving around to the skippers. They finally get it in, and that drops between Wright and Van Winkle. That looked like Mott's point all the way until that last swing.
It did. And that's disheartening when you look at each other instead of hitting the floor. Just go for it. Everyone's just got to go for the ball.
4-3 skips. Mott leads 2-0. Kramer, sets to Savage, who is blocked. And SC4's done a really sharp job tonight of blocking a lot of what Mott has had to offer.
Yeah, I think if the setter from Mott, if they're going to get 3 blockers up in the middle on the middle hitter, throw it to the outside, but keep the set a little bit lower. The blockers won't be able to get to the outside to block. You're one-on-one, you get a kill.
Ruby Earl, who just had that kill, she's going to check out for Tessa Shamu, who's going to come in and serve.
Ruby's playing well.
Very well. She's a catalyst at the end of that first set. Late in the second as well, she had a few key points. And that's a nice little touch shot there from Gabby Martinez of the Skippers. Just drops it right in next to the antenna. Back up to a 2-point lead. Skippers need to win the next 3 straight sets to upset the Bears on the road. Here's a set to Rotter. It's blocked, but can't be sent back over. Both Ella Jacobs and Alexa Ward leave it short.
I haven't seen too many hitting errors from Rotter tonight. Hardly any.
Maybe 1 or 2.
She's a nice, solid, consistent player, and that's what you want.
Rotter, a sophomore out of Waterford, Michigan, attended Clarkston High School, and that's too strong from the Skippers. 6-6 tie.
And it was a great set. There was no blocker up. The girl just hit it long. Another error.
Floater serve towards the back for Rotter. Clark gets it to DeSantis. Nice shot. Dug out quickly by Wright. And now Van Winkle. Still in the air. What a block! Skylar Kramer and Princess Savage stopping their feet, and they take a 1-point lead.
Now, did you see how close to the net that set was? She shouldn't be going up and swinging as hard as she can.
Makes it so much easier for the blockers in that sense, correct?
It does.
There it is for Alexa Ward, and she finds the soft spot right in front of Montgomery Rotter. Ward will check out. Madison Melcharzik in to serve.
I don't believe that's the right score up.
Hopefully we don't have another 15-minute intermission to figure that one out as well. I think you're right. I'm not 100% certain on it as well. Princess Savage out of play, not by much. And boy, Piper Clark almost got a piece of that. Would have been Bears point. Melcharzik serving again. Here's Princess Savage, who cannot get it to the other side. They tried to go for the little tip shot, but not enough mustard on that one to get it over. 9-7, SC4, early in this third set. That's Van Winkle. That's a comeback point right there to make it 9-8. Well done from Skylar Kramer. She was up near close to the net and set it back a few feet to allow Van Winkle some space.
And set it right out to the antenna, which is called the pin. And if you can get that ball out to the pin all the time, you've got multiple options that you can do all the time. So it could be a free ball.
If it gets there, and it won't. Ella Jacobs, the last defender there to try to keep it in the air. Can't do it. 9-9 tie. And you're right, Van Winkle, I mean, she can pick her spot. She can go cross court, she can go up the seam, it doesn't matter. But if you put it close to the pin like you're saying, there's a myriad of options. Wilcox, floater serve. Now it's DeSantis of SC4. Ooh. That was quick reaction from Rotter, would have been out of play. Now Courtney Nye finds a point on the kill. That was just a quick twitch reaction there from Mackenzie Rotter, or Montgomery Rotter, sorry.
And the timeout there by SC4.
We'll take one with them. 10-9, Bears go on a little bit of a run. They lead by just 1 point. You're watching Mott Community College Athletics. This is Mott Volleyball. Brooklyn Wilcox to serve. It's Ella Jacobs of SC4 on the attack, and it falls right in front of the Bears on the block. 10-10 tie out of the timeout.
Yeah, when these blockers go up, a lot of times when the ball goes in between them and the net, they're not penetrating the net. It's legal to put your hands over the net if you're trying to block.
Courtney Nye, wow. It was a back set from Kramer, and all she had to do was just touch it over. Back to a 1 point lead for the Bears. Kramer will serve. Tessa Shamil checks out. Ruby Earl in. Glad to have you along with us tonight. What a day it's been for Detroit sports, or a week, I should say. Lions with a huge, dominant win over the Seahawks. The Tigers upset the Houston Astros on the road, winning the first 2 games of that 3-game set. Head over to the American League Division Series. Rotter, she dove for the dig, I'm sorry, and couldn't come up with it. We're tied once again.
SC4 is trying to get themselves fired up.
They're picking up the pace a little bit. Robertson, strong service. It's over to Van Winkle. Some top spin, but it's dug out quickly. Madison Melcharzik. Kramer will set again for Van Winkle on the opposite side this time. This ball's up in the air. Nye tries to hammer it down, and she touched the net. Kramer begging for the call. She thought it was a joust.
Well, I'll tell you what. I would not have made that call if I was that umpire, because she hit the ball hit the net. If the ball hits the net, you really just cannot call it.
Well, they get one right back there. The volleyball gods pay them back. Riley Robertson deep on the service. Another error from a skipper on the serve. 12-12 tie midway through our 3rd set. Van Winkle now on the serve. Goes cross court towards the back. Robertson to her knees, digs it out. This one's going to head over top of the up judge. Back-to-back points here for the Bears.
And that would be considered an ace. If you can't play up a second ball, that's an ace.
Melcharzik the setup to Clark. Off the hands of Earl. Nice kill there for the Skippers. Makes it 13-13 apiece.
Yeah, I think Piper's going to be okay. She's playing better and better as each set goes on, like you had pointed out earlier, Tom.
Looking at her stats, comes into the contest with 131 assists and just 80 kills. Earl, not much on it, gets it over. Calling for it was Robertson. Now cross-court shot. This is in the air. Kramer sets it to Nye. But it's back over for SC4, and that's a roll shot that falls in perfectly. Bears head coach Eric Lazowski calling for his team to move up when he knows, or when they know, that the roll shot is coming. First touch by Wilcox. Now it's Nye. My goodness. Right into the corner, ties it up.
And those plays by, they're setting Piper the ball. And obviously she's a pretty good player. But she hasn't been pounding everything. If it's not a perfect set, she rolls the ball. Move in.
She's been doing it a ton, especially in that first set. She did it 7 or 8 times. That was a little high of a set for Gabby Martinez. Now it's over for Rotter and the Bears. Calling for it, Martinez towards the back. Now Kramer sets for Savage. 2 skippers on the floor, barely not able to get it over was Clark. It was 2 skippers that tripped over each other, hit the deck, and that's a point for the Bears, 15-14.
Now you haven't seen the middle really pound the ball yet on either side. And a lot of times what happens is the middle hitter gets so anxious, they run past their setter and they're hitting the ball behind them, and they need to stay back. I preach that all the time. Stay behind me, like that.
Wow. On second dig from Chloe Wright. Now it's Van Winkle. Clark on the kill. Savage went for the block, couldn't get it, it's out of play.
One of the few times Piper went up and actually swung hard.
She's paid for it.
She had a good set that time and got a swing.
15-15. Both sets decided by just 3 points apiece. This has the makings of the same thing. Kramer's got to keep it in the air. There's Earl with one hand to touch it over. Set. Alexa Ward out of play, right into the Bears bench. It's going to be Shamuel who caught the ball to come on and serve.
And that back set was a bit low. Couldn't handle it, hits it wide.
Bears lead this thing 2-0, trying to finish it in 3. Make a late push down the stretch. Shamuel, floater serve. It's up to DeSantis. What a dig out from Chloe Wright. It's an overpass. SC4 back with it. Martinez right to Chloe Van Winkle, who cannot keep it up. And we've preached it pretty much all day, Bob. Which team is going to make the least amount of mistakes, the least amount of errors, especially with very limited points left to play in this third set? Kramer, she just touches it over. Now Alexa Ward. Nice swing from her, and Montgomery Rotter couldn't get it over. Van Winkle outside the attack line. Here's an overpass for Princess Savage, who puts it in the air. Oh, that's got to go down. And she got right there. Her and Skylar Kramer, mostly Kramer on that outside far end, smacked it right down on the block. But you had the same reaction as me, Bob. She's got to put that on the floor.
Absolutely. You can't set a ball. It's right to you, the first hit. Hit it down.
17-16 lead for Mott. There's Ella Jacobs towards the back line, kept up by Rotter. Van Winkle on the try. That's going to be a kill. Between the net and the blocker hands of both Clark and number 8, Brianna Gettner.
And you see over on the sideline, Coach Eric, he's rolling his hand going, go, 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 go. Let's go, faster, faster. And that's what you need to do. Let's go.
There's Gettner. Try to push it with one hand to that corner. Kramer's got to get it up and over. And DeSantis keeps it in the air. Gettner one more time, and she's going to get that point right in front of Mackenzie Rotter, who was a little far back on that line. Couldn't dig it out.
Seeing right now, all we're seeing is tip, 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 tip by both teams. We need to see, and especially right now, Mott, they're on offense. make a good pass, good set, and just pound one. That's going to build their momentum so huge, it'd be unbelievable.
Melcharzik, she'll serve, and it's out of play. 19-17, another costly service error for SC4. After today, the Bears are going to be at home this Saturday night, October 5th at noon. Huh, this is Saturday night, Saturday early afternoon against Kalamazoo Valley CC. Make it 20-17. That's out of play one more time by the Skips. And head coach Michelle McCullough wants a timeout for her squad. 3-point lead for the Bears. They're trying to finish this in 3 sets and a sweep and make it 9 straight matches won. Alongside Bob Halbadell, I'm Tom Cavanaugh. We'll step aside for a brief moment, come back in 60 seconds. This is your home for Mott Community College Athletics. Brianna Wilcox, she'll serve and leave it out of play. 2018, the Bears return the favor after multiple service errors from the Skippers.
Yeah, Coach Eric was not happy.
Not when you got a 3-point lead with 5 to go to win it. Gentner will serve towards the middle, and Rotter, Shamuel, both of them did not take it. That's in play, and ace makes it 2019.
Got to be aggressive. Go for the ball.
Skippers came back and made it a close one in the first set. It was the Bears who made a late surge and came back to win set 2 in a close one as well. And it's looking just like it here. 2019 set up for Van Winkle. Cross court, out of play. We're tied at 20.
3 straight errors out of the timeout.
And the Bears are going to take a timeout. Wow. Skippers came out, shot out of a cannon right there. They pick up the service error from Wilcox, and then a couple of points that are still mistakes on the Bears side lead to a tie ball game. Well, it's got to be the point of emphasis here with 5 points to go. We saw in that first set, the Bears were trailing 22-20. They won the next 5 to take it. Similar situation here.
Yep. We'll see if they can do the same exact thing. Kind of like the Tigers.
Oh, yeah.
This afternoon.
Down 2-1 in the 8th inning. They post 4 in the 8th thanks to an Andy Ibanez 2-out, 3-run double.
Pinch hit.
Pinch hit, thank you. Shout out A.J. Hinch, manager of the year in my opinion, and a lot of people's as well.
You bet.
Kramer sets it up. Van Winkle is blocked. Kramer keeps it in the air. She was in the best position possible. Wilcox sets, and Van Winkle leaves it out. It's a point for the Skippers. 21-20. This is where the Bears need to step up right here and win a couple.
4 straight errors they've had.
Sharp serve low on Rotter. And wow, Skylar Kramer. That's out of play. That was a touch behind her head and knew exactly where to put it.
Yeah, that was a nice play. Some good court sense right there.
Right. And when she plays up close to the net like that, she knows better than anybody where she is at. And a perfect touch makes it 21-21. There's a roll shot right there from Piper Clark. Now Van Winkle looking to get right, and she does. It's tooled by SC4, and it's 22-21. Mott.
See, and you notice again on Piper, it wasn't a perfect set. What'd she do? Roll it.
Yep.
She does it every time. She gives herself away.
Yeah, once the Bears realize that set's not 10 out of 10, they can push on up. Set up for Ella Jacobs, and she responds. The Skippers make it 22 apiece. They're going to serve this one from Riley Robertson. Robertson in the middle. Wilcox gives it over to Courtney Nye. She barely gets it over on the tip. And it's going to be Malchelzik, and Rotter on the third touch couldn't get it over. Back-to-back points gives the Skippers a lead.
Need a good pass right here.
Robertson again. Here's Kramer on the set. Courtney Nye, cross court, out of play. It's set point for SC4 and a timeout from the Bears. And a 2017 lead, and it's been a 7-2 run by SC4 in this third set. We'll step aside for 60 seconds, come back for the conclusion of set 3 and possibly this match. This is your home for Mott Volleyball. Ruby Earl on set point, and this is going to go to the Skippers. 25-22, the same score as our first two sets, but this time it goes to St. Clair County Community College. We're going to play a fourth set. It's the first time Bears have lost a set since playing Jackson College back on September 18th. They had won 12 straight. We'll be back in 2.5 minutes. Set 4 in just a moment.
4, serving for St.
Back here for set 4, alongside Bob Helbedell, Tom Cavanaugh. SC4 will serve to start. They just won the last set 25-22, and they take a 1-0 lead here in set 4.
Nice swing by the outside here. Tools it off the Mott player.
Got to be some adjustments made on the Mott side late in that third set. A couple service errors, along with some mishits, led to the loss. Make it 1-1. Bears get the point there on the block. That was out of play. Van Winkle again on that attack.
Yeah, and she's going to keep on swinging no matter what, which is good. You just got to not hit it as hard as you could if the set isn't there.
Piper
Free
Clark
ball.
gets it over. Now Earl trying to find a weak spot in the defense. Robertson was there. This one set up for DeSantis in the air. Ruby Earl on the joust. This rolls over. Wilcox gets it. Rotter pushes it over. What a rally. Clark is blocked, out of play. Point Skippers.
Good little rally.
That's serving for SC4, 7.
Piper gets it off the block there. Nice tool.
Arguably the best conference team that the Bears have played all year. Minus maybe the Macomb Monarchs. Here's a little tip to the corner. Out of position was Van Winkle and company. Make it 3-1 SC4.
Yeah, at first the Mott girls were saying, oh, she came over the net, but that ball had crossed the plane of the net, so it's wide open.
Jump service to Rotter. She sends it vertically, or horizontal. Either way, this is in the air. Rotter to Kramer and Van Winkle. Cannot find the kill, dug out by Robertson. Set for Earl. That's short. 4-1 SC4.
See, and there's a time there that the ball came up so fast in the set. It wasn't high enough for Ruby, but she took a hard swing at it. She should just lay off that and just try to keep that ball in.
That's a big point. Bears catch a break on the service error. It's back to Van Winkle. The MCC AA East Player of the Week to serve. Quick setup. Gabby Martinez gets it in. Now Rotter on the return. Here's DeSantis. Out of play. Not by much, but it's a point for the Bears. 4-3. Second hit. Clark finally pops it up and over. Courtney Nye hasn't. It's flipped up. Madison Melcharzik keeps it in the air. Now Earl to Kramer. Montgomery Rotter. Pinballing around on the Bears. There's a touch. Wilcox keeps it up. This is a rally.
So Piper.
And Wilcox can't get the dig. Piper Clark hammers it in. 5-3 Skippers.
Nice long rally, but now you got to jump back at this. Mott has got to have a nice play, get the ball on the floor, get a point, and start their run.
That's where conditioning plays such a key role. After a point like that, everybody on both sides, all 12 girls, are completely dog-tired. You got to have that stamina to try to push through and win a couple. Great serve from SC4. No chance for Van Winkle, who dove at it.
The momentum has definitely switched over to SC4.
Oh, yeah. Mott took the first 2 sets. SC4 got right with a win in the third. They're trying to tie this thing up. Van Winkle to the corner. Popped up. Good dig out from Clark. And that's Alexa Ward, who can't get to the spot. That was set up right near the pin. No real chance there.
None. That ball was actually outside the pin on a bump set by a non-setter. They should just try to put the ball what we call a 10 and 10. 10 feet in, inside the court, 10 feet back from the net.
6-4 is your score. SC4 has the lead. Gentner tried to push it on over. Now Chloe Wright on the bump set. Rotter has it deflected by Ward. And that's going to be a whistle. Point goes to the Bears.
And that is a back row attack. And what happens on that, if as a back row player, if your foot touches the line, the 10-foot line, and you jump and hit it above the net, that's considered a back row attack, and that's not allowed. As long as you take off completely behind, you're fine.
Martinez again trying to put it in. It was Kramer on the dig, and now Mackenzie Rotter. Kramer again. Sent back twice in a row by the Skips. That was all Gabby Martinez, the freshman from Marlett. Princess Savage on the floor up a few plays ago. Now Ruby Earl sends it to the middle back. Van Winkle diving for it. Kramer can't complete the pancake. SC4 has led this entire fourth set. And you're right, Bob, the momentum has completely shifted. This looks like a five-setter if the Bears do not find a way to make an adjustment. Kramer will set to Rotter. Partially blocked, and a point to the Bears.
And a net violation.
A little bit too close. I think that was Gabby Martinez along with Alexa Ward on that front line. Bears still going to battle. Not trailing by much, 8-6. Tessa Shamuel. Sharp serve cross court. Robertson gets it out. And that's off the hands of both Kramer and Savage. A lot of firepower in that front line when it comes to attacks from SC4, and they're showing it in these last couple of sets.
Yeah, they are, but Mott still has to stop making so many errors. Once they do that, they're going to be fine. This is the first time we've really seen him make a bunch of errors, and
that's just unfortunate. Van Winkle tried to get out of the way of that one. Would have landed out of play, and yet it hits her, and it's a point for SC4 in the service ace, 10-6. Melcharzik serves. Rotter to return. That is in play. Straddling the line, cross court to the corner.
So consistent. She's just not going to hit it out of bounds that often. She's just not. She just reaches high and puts the ball in play.
Rotter at 5'8". Little two-hand dump to the back. Kramer looking to set for Princess Savage, and that's good. 10-8 Skips. Much needed point there for Mott.
Now, if Mott can get this point, I think the momentum will start to switch back.
It's a quick set. Blocked by Savage, and she's juiced up.
There we go. That's 3 in a row.
Unbelievable right there. That was a high block that really bounded off towards that back line but stayed in play. 10-9, Rotter still serving. There's Gentner, cross court, kept in the air. Back to Savage, who tries to drop it in. Free ball for the Bears. Van Winkle gets the point. Pinballs around on both Gentner and Jacobs.
A little quicker set by our setter. Gets it outside, only one blocker. A little tight set, but she had the chance to go up and hit it between her and the block. The net and the block, rather.
10-10 tie, 3 straight points here for Mott. Nice dig. Well done from Shamuel. Now Van Winkle to the middle. This is still in the air. Well done by DeSantis to keep it up. Kramer pops one more time. Savage got it over. Looking for that outside hit. Out of play. Brianna Gentner can't find the corner.
And all of a sudden, momentum over to Mott.
Shifting right back, 11-10.
After being down by 4 just a minute ago.
Up near close to the net. DeSantis on the strike, blocked. Back with the Skippers. They'll try it again, and that's going to crawl over.
Yeah, that was unfortunate for Mott. The ball, after the spiker hit it, it hit the top of the net, went up in the air a little bit, and fell in front of our defensive player.
Gainer to serve right to left for SC4. To the middle back, it was Chloe Wright. And now that's Van Winkle. Blocked is Savage, and another point. Skippers up 12-11. Tried both sides there. Van Winkle on the far end, Savage on the near side. Neither were able to find a hole, both blocked. Right on the first touch. Kramer will set one more time for Chloe Van Winkle.
There you go.
And that's a solid point as Riley Robertson had to dive across, barely getting a piece.
See, and I'll point out one other thing, too. As a setter, as a former setter in college, Princess Savage is a middle hitter. And the play was so far over to Van Winkle. I would have just set Van Winkle and not worry about setting the ball behind me outside the Princess, because she's middle. That would have been outside set.
Strong swing from DeSantis. Now a set from Kramer. Does Van Winkle find the corner? Yes, she does. Wow.
She kind of mishit that, too.
Yeah, there was not anything on that at all. It just crawled into that corner. Brooklyn Wilcox, excuse me, on the service, leaves it short, and we're tied up once again. 13-all, fourth set. SC4 needs to win this to push to a fifth. Mott's trying to finish it out right here. Robertson, great serve as it dies right before a few of the defensive specialists, and Van Winkle is blocked. The lead is back with the Skippers.
Yeah, there was nothing Van Winkle could do with that ball.
It just feels like one of those sets where it's going to go back and forth. 1-2 point lead for each team until the very end, where one team will really step up and lessen the errors and make some plays. Rodder, a huge swing on the two-handed bump, and Van Winkle whiffs. That was an overpass right there that got to her to set it down and just missed on it.
She did.
15-13, Robertson serving. Skipper's trying to make a comeback of the ages. Kramer will set. There's Courtney Nye. Now Piper Clark. They're going to call that out of play. Point Bears.
Yeah, she swung hard, and SC4 players were looking for a touch off the block, but that ball hit the net and went out of bounds.
100%. I thought I saw a little bit of a touch as well, but sure, 100% correct. Skylar Kramer serving, and that's blocked up. Bears send it right back after a little tip, and that's Piper Clark again showing why she is one of the best in the conference. 16-14, Bears hanging around. They had a lead a few points ago, but SC4 playing their best brand of volleyball over the last couple of sets.
Yeah, they've really picked it up.
Set by Kramer, Ruby Earl. Oh, baby, that had a little extra side spin that dropped between the defense. Was that intentional?
Oh,
the extra side spin?
Oh, no, not at all.
It worked. It was perfect.
She just mishit the ball, and she tried to tip it and go long, but it just went off her hand and side spin.
16-15, Gabby Martinez sends it towards the back. It was only Chloe Van Winkle back there to make a play, and she had to go from sideline to sideline right there to get that. SC4 controls a lead heading towards the conclusion of our fourth set. It's 17-15. We're going to need a towel on the floor. Bears have taken down Macomb, Jackson, Schoolcraft, OCC, and Henry Ford in the East MCCAA division. It's the first time they have played SC4 all year. And that's a big service error. That one comes from Piper Clark, 17-16. Chloe Wright in for the game for Courtney Nye. Brooklyn Wilcox will take a seat.
Okay, need a push on Mott's side.
Strong serve from Wright. She sent it down, and another short swing from Brianna Gettner. We're tied up once again, Bob.
Yep. Like you said, going to be tooth and nail the whole way. There it is.
Oh, Chloe Wright. She had a soft serve her last time and now leaves this one short. That's 2 service errors in the last 2 services. Wilcox left one short a few points ago. And Wright, who was trying to keep service right there, did the same thing. 18-17. And right back. This is the volleyball gods working in a weird way, just giving it back one side or the other. 18 apiece. Now Tessa Shamuel.
Someone's got to take control of this match.
100%. Couldn't agree more with that point. Van Winkle keeps it in play after the touch from Ella Jacobs. Now Van Winkle, and it's on the SC4 side. Looked like it was blocked by Jacobs, but instead it lands right in front of her. 19-18 Bears down the stretch.
That could be the one. If they can score on this one.
Shamuel towards the back. It's out of play. Back-to-back service errors on both sides. Just giving each other points right now. It's 19 apiece in this 4th set.
SC4, 15, Madison, Melcharzik.
Madison Melcharzik, a couple extra dribbles as she twirls the ball in her left hand. Dug out by Van Winkle. Barely got that one. Now she's going to go for the roll shot. It's good. Something that Piper Clark's been doing all day, and she took one out of the book right there. Incredible. Finds the middle of the defense.
Not just a roll shot, but a roll shot from about the 11-foot line. Unbelievable.
Yeah, the touch you got to have on something like that. Impressive. Now Gettner tries to find a seam, can't do it. Princess Savage being set up. Here comes SC4. DeSantis is blocked on Robertson. Is this the 4th hit? No, it's 3. Nope. Right. Set up. Here's Van Winkle. She's blocked, out of play. 21-19 MCC. And the Skippers will take a timeout, trailing by 2 late in the 4th. Bob, what do these Bears have to do to finish out this final set? They had a similar situation. It was 20-17 towards the end of the 3rd. They ended up losing by 3. They got to finish this one out in 4.
They do, and actually, if they just maintain what they're doing right now, they had 2 or 3 in a row that they scored points on. Now they got momentum. The kids are fired up, and Van Winkle is super fired up. All they got to do is make sure that this serve is in, number 1. Let's get a block, or if you don't block the ball, just set up properly. Get in front of the hitter, make her hit to a certain spot, dig it up, let's set it, get a kill down, and boom, all of a sudden you got a 3-point lead. That's all they got to do. Sounds simple, but it's not. Never is in sports, is it?
Nope. Almost never. Almost never. Unless you're having your wide receiver throw you touchdowns to your quarterback. That seemed pretty simple, huh?
It was very simple.
19-19 completing passes in that game between 2 passers. Unbelievable. Ella Jacobs, wow, finds the middle of the defense on that back line, and that was a clean kill to make it 21-20.
Yeah, the blockers got faked out. They thought it was going to the outside. They moved over there and left the middle wide open.
Now serving Brianna Gettner for SC4. The Bears do not want to go to a 5th set. It's anybody's game at that point. Right.
Van Winkle.
To Van Winkle. She's blocked, still in the air. Skylar Kramer had it for a moment on the joust, but it falls in front of Savage. We're tied up once again at 21. SC4 trying to make 2 late charges in the 3rd and 4th set to push to our 5th. Bears had that 3rd set up 3 late. Here's a serve that's in play. They thought it was out. 22-21. Miscommunication issues there for the Bears.
Yeah, there was 3 girls there. That It was there, and they had it, but they just looked at each other, and they shouldn't do that.
3 straight points for SC4. They're on the doorstep of pushing to a 5th set. We're going to step aside for 60 seconds. This is your home for Mott Bears Volleyball. Out of the timeout, 21-22, and Van Winkle screaming as she ties it up. Beautiful swing there. A whistle, Wright and Savage out into the game. Brooklyn Wilcox to serve and Courtney Nye. Wilcox a service error her last time out on the floor.
Get the serve in.
Gotta have it. Here's the jump serve from her, sharp one to the middle. Robertson on the first touch. Here's a setup for Ella Jacobs. Dug out, Kramer, ready, Van Winkle, puts it towards the back, and it's good! 23-22, she found the soft spot on that seam, and she put it right down the line.
See, and that was smart hitting by her.
100% it was.
The set was low, the set was inside by 6-7 feet. She said, I can't hit this, so she threw in the back row.
Robertson somehow keeps that in the air. DeSantis to the middle, dug out by Rotter.
Again, no.
Kramer tried to shoot for that seam in the corner. Now Piper Clark.
Van Winkle.
Little roll shot. Chloe Van Winkle. This one's up in the air. Over
Van
near
Winkle.
the pin. It's Courtney Nye. Off the deflection from Piper Clark. And they thought it was going to Van Winkle, but it went to Nye in the middle of the court, and she finished it. SC4 taking their last time out on match point. We'll step aside one more time before the conclusion of this 4th set and possibly the match. This is your home for Mott Community College Athletics. We'll be right back. Match point. Jacobs keeps it in the air. DeSantis gets it over
to Van Winkle.
Chloe Van Winkle for the game. It's still in the air. A little
Van
free
Winkle
ball.
Again. Watch.
Rotter back to Van Winkle. It's blocked, and it's a point for the Skips. 24-23. SC4 is a point away from sending this to a win by 2, 4th set. And a timeout now from the Bears. They're going to want to talk this over. It looked, I mean, it was Van Winkle all day right there, but SC4 was there on the block. Nothing for Nye and company to do to keep that up in the air.
Well, now here's an interesting thing. So SC4 is going to serve, which means that in reality, Mott is on offense. I think that's a little disadvantage to SC4 because now if we get a good pass, I almost guarantee you they're going to Van Winkle one more time right now.
Have to.
I would do it, but I would tell my middle hitter, you got to drive hard in the middle so I can fake it to you and get it to the outside. We'll get one-on-one, and Van Winkle will put the ball down. But she's got to go as hard as she can to make them think she's going to get the ball in the middle.
On the floor for the Bears is Tessa Shamuel, Chloe Van Winkle, Montgomery Rotter, Brooklyn Wilcox, Courtney Nye, and Skylar Kramer.
Of course, as many service errors as we've ever seen.
SC4 gets it in, and we're tied at 24. Rotter mishits. Wow.
Didn't expect that.
Not at all. Robertson again to serve. Van Winkle on the first touch, now Kramer. She'll set it up for Chloe, and that's blocked. In the air, Kramer tries to find that back corner. It's still up. Clark, out of play.
Oh no, they just called Mott in the net.
Oh my goodness, a late call to switch the point. It's going to be Skippers. Wow. 25-24. Ruby Earl will check in. Tessa Shamuel out of the contest. SC4 1 point away from pushing to a 5th set. There it is. Rotter. Over to Van Winkle. That
Great
is in
shot.
play. Wow.
Great shot.
I mean, I'm talking a foot away from going to a 5th set right there. There's some extra top spin on that swing from Van Winkle. Didn't hit it all that hard and drops it in. We're tied at 25. Skylar Kramer to serve.
Now you got Van Winkle and Ruby Earl in the front row.
Diving on the dig was Robertson. Here's DeSantis from outside the attack line. Towards the back. Kramer, she'll set it up for Ruby Earl. The tip in. Oh, kept out. Dug from Robertson. Blocked by Ruby Earl. DeSantis going for it. Kept up by Wilcox. Set. Van Winkle. Corner out of play. Calling for to the Bears. They win the point.
They called a touch. The lines person saw a touch on the. Wow. I did not think there was a touch on that at all, but linesman said the SC4 player touched it.
Listen to this crowd. 26-25. Match point once again. This is in the middle, kept up by Wilcox. Kramer to the back. Here's DeSantis.
Oh, they got it up.
Earl got a piece. Wilcox. Now it's Van Winkle trying to finish it off. Dug out. There's Martinez.
Here
nice
we go again,
dig
Van
from
Winkle.
Rotter. Van Winkle one more time. The roll shot. It pinballs around. DeSantis cross court.
This is going to Earl.
Ruby Earl for the game. It's in. Bears win.
Wow. Wow. Unbelievable.
The best volleyball match I've ever called in my life right there. Holy moly. It was Chloe Van Winkle down the stretch, but Ruby Earl, the kills leader for the Bears, gets it done and finishes it. 27-25 in set 4, avoiding that dreaded 5th set where it would have been anybody's game, Bob.
Oh, you better believe that. That was a great play by Ruby Earl. Come in and boom, done.
1 second. Put in a detail what happened on that point right before, where it was originally called out of play and then they reversed it back to the Bears.
Well, Van Winkle went up and hit the ball. She was disappointed because she hit the ball long.
Right.
Which, granted, she should be disappointed. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the lines person that was on the same side she was said, no, there was a touch. The SC4 player touched it. That gives Mott the point, gives them the lead. Boom, they finish it out. Otherwise, it was the game or the set.
Right.
Going to be won by SC4. So, wow, what a finish!
Unbelievable. SC4 brings the Bears to the brink. They have now won 9 straight matches, and they are now 6-0 in conference play in the MCC AA East. What a match, Bob. I mean, we got a good one tonight.
We did. It was great.
The Bears improve to 13-4 on the year. The Skippers fall to 9-8, 3-2 in conference for them, as we mentioned, undefeated and 6-0 in conference for Mott CC. They're going to be on the road on Saturday at noon. They're going to play Kalamazoo Valley Community College in the Raider Challenge at Grand Rapids Community College, and then later in that day at 4 p.m. they will play Southwestern Michigan. Shaping up for a couple of wins for a team that has played incredible volleyball so far this season. Can't ask for much better tonight. I know there were some errors, some service errors late that kind of let the Skips back into it.
Yep.
But boy, did they made some adjustments late and showed why they're the more talented team and got it done.
They sure did.
That's going to do it for us here. Mott CC wins it in 4 sets. They take set 1, 25-22. They take set 2 at that same score. Set 3 went to SC4 at 25-22 as well, and your 4th set by winner of the Mott CC Bears, 27-25. What a match. For my partner, Bob Helbenell, I'm Tom Cavanaugh. We will see you next week here back at home.
Have a good night.